So the pen friend has many different uses, such as
it's good to know the expiry date of your perishable items. Keep track of the items in your freezer, when you froze them and what they are. You will have received free magnets with your pen friend. These stick to tins and cans, allowing you to leave yourself a note about the contents. Record audio notes in all your books with title, author, and maybe your own review. Your pen friend is also an MP3 player. Play back any files that you have loaded into the MP3 folder on your pen friend. Use the laundry labels, which are very adhesive and waterproof, to keep the care information about your plants. Stick them onto the pots.
So that's multiple purposes you can use the pen friend for. And so you've got the on and off button, record button, and several other buttons on the pen. So I'm going to turn that off now. It comes with a box and the pen friend's on a lanyard, so that when you're out and about you can have it on you when you need to use it, to take notes and such. Other things I use to navigate around the kitchen are these oven gloves. So basically, because of my condition, I am very heat sensitive. So these are good because they are proper grill, like barbecue grill gloves. So these protect up to like 300 degrees. So they're really good for taking stuff in and out the oven. And they also cover both the hand and then the forearm. So you're not as likely to burn yourself there. And the silicone, which can be easily washed. Other things I use to navigate around the kitchen are this, which is an easy peeler, a palm peeler, which makes it easier to peel things like potatoes and carrots. I use this all the time for peeling carrots, and it's really easy, and I haven't cut myself because it's really hard to cut yourself on it. And then this is the utility knife that I use to chop fruit, veg and other things in the kitchen. So it comes out of a knife set, and each knife is coloured. So I am colourblind, so I see this as a different colour to what other people might see it, but it's a different colour to the other knives in the set. So for example, some are blue, some are red, some are purple, and this one's like a green yellow. As for the utility knife, this is the best one, which is not too big, not too sharp, but sharp enough to do everything I need to do in the kitchen with it. And it's got a guard on it as well, which is quite easy to take on and off, so that when I'm not using it, I can cover up the guard and not cut myself. Other things that I use in the kitchen are these measuring spoons, because each one are magnetic to each other, so they're not very hard to lose, and each one's got a different coloured measurement on it, so that then it's quite easy for me to see what each measurement is. So they're especially good when I need like a small amount, such as a pinch or 1/8 teaspoon, when I'm cooking and baking in the kitchen. I also use this, which is a magic can opener. So you stick this to the can, twist this bit, and you can easily take the lid off the can without too much hassle, because I can't really use a normal can opener, so this works quite well. And I actually got a lot of, I got this, the peeler, and the next item which I'm going to show you, which is a Nonstick Mat off the RNB website. This is a Nonstick Mat that goes on the surface and stops bowls of chopping boards from sliding around. So you put it down on the surface and then you put whatever you're going to do on top of it. And it stops it sliding around when you're mixing or chopping, which can make it steady and, yeah, which makes whatever, like when you're chopping it, it's obviously it's steadier when you have the knife. But this can also help with knife stuff as well, because this is a vegetable slicer. Which what you do is you stick it in the top of the fruit or veg or whatever you're chopping, and the knife then slides against it. The knife would slide in there and go in between, and that way you can hold whatever it is you're chopping you can hold whatever it is you're chopping, but then you can also still have quite a firm grip on it. So that's why this is really good. And that's another thing that obviously you can help with. Also, your fingers are really far away, so obviously if you are blind or vision impaired, then you're less likely to cut yourself with a knife because your hands are quite far away. You can also get like grips as well, which I actually hold it both sides and the knife goes in between it. So it's like this, but just got a handle and a clamp bit either side. I've also got two other bits of equipment, which are a talking jug, which is really good for measuring obviously liquids in the kitchen. Can you press this button?
Water,
turns on.
0 millilitres.
And obviously whatever you put into here,
0 millilitres. millilitres.
It says it in millilitres, so but you can also do it in grams and ounces.
0 millilitres.
And it changes. So this is really good for liquids, water when you're doing bread or anything else, for example. And then these are my favourite bit of equipment in the kitchen. This is talking kitchen scales, and these are brilliant for measuring obviously everything, anything and everything. This button turns on the talking kitchen scales.
It's ready.
And that's at 0 grams. And then obviously whatever you put on it.
500 grams.
Say it.
0 grams.
So on talking kitchen scales, you have the on button, the off button, and you have like a changing it to different measurements, and then you have like a button that takes it back to 0. So I'm going to turn off the kitchen scales now. Also, that's another thing that helps navigate around the kitchen. Also, this tray is really good because obviously when you knock something over, say if it's liquid or if you spill something, it's quite a wide area on the surface to try and find it and clean up whatever you spilled over. So because I've got this tray, I know whatever I've spilled over is going to be inside this tray or down in this like small kind of cavity bit of the tray as well, so liquids would go into there. And so this is really good, and I do all my chopping and like baking prep and all that kind of in here. However, because the general lighting in our kitchen isn't very good, I need a brighter light to be able to see what we're supposed to be doing, especially because I am night blind, so my eyes are night and light sensitive. So dark and light sensitive. I kind of explain about that a little bit in my introduction. But so I have to have a spotlight on, which is there. So I normally have that on when I'm doing it, and that is a lot brighter, so it makes it easier for me to see what I'm chopping or prepping. And also normally we have certain cupboards that things go in, such as cups, bowls, plates, cutlery, etc. Like certain drawers and cupboards that go in. However, when people move things and don't put them back in the correct cupboard or drawers, that is when it's a bit trickier to navigate around the kitchen, because then I'm trying to find something and I have no idea where it's been put. So for example, I do myself a smoothie in the mornings as my breakfast, and there's a black bit that goes in the top that has the blades on it to blend it, and a lot of the time that's in a dishwasher or in a cupboard, and it changes wherever it is, and it's a bit trickier to try and find it, especially because it's the same colour as the top part of our counter on the oven. Sometimes when they've placed it down on that top, I still can't find it.